I've been with my girlfriend, Emily, 26 female, for 3 years. I'm 27 male, and we met at a friend's board game night in Chicago, bonding over our love for strategy games. She's been my rock ever since, funny, caring, always planning little surprises like cooking my favorite meals or leaving sweet notes in my jacket. We've been living together for a year in a cozy apartment, talking about marriage, kids, the whole deal. I was planning to propose next month during a trip to Colorado. I thought I knew everything about her. Until last night. It started innocently. Emily was out for a girls' night. She does this maybe once a month. And I was home alone, bored, scrolling through Netflix. Her laptop was open on the coffee table. She left it there after showing me vacation ideas earlier. I wasn't snooping, I swear, but a notification popped up on her email. The subject line caught my eye. Your submission for the gala. Curiosity got the better of me, and I clicked. The email was from an organization called the Luminary Collective, thanking her for submitting a piece for their annual gala in New York next month. It mentioned her ongoing contributions and how they were honored to feature her work again. I was confused. Emily's a graphic designer for a local ad agency, and she's never mentioned anything about a gala or this group. I dug a little deeper, I know, I shouldn't have, and found a folder labeled LC, with hundreds of emails going back years, invitations, confirmations, even thank you notes for donations she'd apparently made. One email had a link to a private website. I clicked it, and it took me to a password-protected page. I tried a few guesses, her usual passwords, our anniversary, her dog's name, and one worked. What I saw blew my mind. The site was for an exclusive art collective, and Emily, my Emily, had a profile page listed as E.M. Lauren, a multidisciplinary artist with a portfolio of paintings, sculptures, and installations. There were photos of her at events, shaking hands with people in suits, standing next to artwork I'd never seen. The bio said she's been exhibiting internationally for 5 years. 5 years. We've been together for 3, and she's never mentioned this. Emily's always told me she's just a graphic designer who dabbles in art. She has a little sketchbook she doodles in, but I've never seen her paint or sculpt. She's never talked about galleries or exhibitions. I checked the dates on some emails, and they lined up with times she told me she was visiting family or on a work trip. I feel like I've been living with a stranger. When she got home last night, she was tipsy, giggling about her friend's drama, and I froze. I couldn't bring it up without admitting I went through her emails. She's asleep now, and I'm sitting in our living room, typing this at 3 a.m., spiraling. Why would she hide this? Is she lying about other things? Is E.M. Lauren her real identity? I love her, but this feels like a betrayal. Reddit, how do I approach this? Should I confront her? Am I overreacting? I need advice. Thank you all for the responses. I didn't expect this to get so much attention, and your comments helped me calm down. I decided not to snoop further. Sorry, /red flag waiver. I'm not comfortable with that. I planned to talk to Emily when she woke up, and I was nervous as hell. Here's what happened. This morning, we were having breakfast. Emily was her usual cheerful self, making pancakes and teasing me about my bedhead. I took a deep breath and said, "Hey, I saw an email pop up last night about a gala in New York. What's that about?" Her face froze. I've never seen her like that. She put down her spatula and asked, "What email?" I admitted I clicked on the notification and saw the stuff about the Luminary Collective. I kept it light, saying I was just curious, but she looked like she was going to cry. She sat down and was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "I need to tell you something, but please don't hate me." My heart was pounding. She confessed that E.M. Lauren is her artist pseudonym, and she's been a professional artist for 6 years. She started using a different name because she grew up in a small town where people judged her for being artsy, and she wanted a fresh start in Chicago. She said the art world is cutthroat, and she kept it separate to protect herself emotionally. Here's where it gets weird. She admitted that her girls' nights and work trips were sometimes cover stories for gallery openings or meetings with collectors. She's kind of a big deal. Her pieces sell for thousands, and she's got a solo show coming up in Paris. Paris. I had no idea. I asked why she didn't trust me enough to tell me. She started crying and said it wasn't about trust, it was about her ex. Her last boyfriend, before me, was jealous of her art career. He'd get mad when she traveled for shows or got attention, and he gave her an ultimatum, him or her art. She chose her art, and he left. She was terrified I'd react the same way. I told her I'd never ask her to give up something she loves, and I just wished she'd been honest. She apologized over and over, saying she was planning to tell me before the New York gala because she wanted me to come with her. We talked for a while, and I thought we were okay, until she dropped a bombshell. She said there was one more thing she'd been hiding, and it wasn't about her art. She looked terrified, and I braced myself. She told me that when she was 19, she was married for 6 months to Jonathan, a guy from her hometown. It was a stupid, impulsive decision, and they got divorced quickly. She never told me because she was ashamed and thought it didn't matter since it was so long ago. She swore there was nothing else. I was hurt. The art thing I could maybe understand, but a secret marriage? And all the lies about where she's been? I told her I needed space to think and left for a coffee shop to process. I love her, but I feel like I don't know her anymore. I'm supposed to meet her back at the apartment soon, and I have no idea what to say. I'm back at the apartment, and things just took a turn I never saw coming. I'm typing this as fast as I can because I'm still processing, and I need your input before I lose my mind. When I got back, Emily was waiting, looking like she hadn't slept. She'd made a scrapbook of her art, photos of her paintings, sketches, even articles about her shows. She said she wanted to open her world to me and prove she's serious about being honest now. I was touched, but still hurt about the marriage. I asked why she hid it, and she said it was a dark time. Jonathan, her ex-husband, was controlling, and she felt trapped. She spent years trying to forget it, and she didn't want me to see her as damaged goods. We were finding some common ground when her phone buzzed. She glanced at it and went pale. I asked what was wrong, and she hesitated before handing me the phone. It was a text from someone named Alex that said, "You can't keep avoiding me. We need to talk about the gala." My stomach dropped. I asked who Alex was, and she started crying again. Here's the twist. Alex is Jonathan, her ex-husband. He's not just some guy from her past. He's a curator for the Luminary Collective. She didn't know he was involved when she first joined, but they reconnected professionally a year ago when she submitted work for one of their shows. She swore it's been strictly business, but he's been texting her lately, wanting to catch up. She didn't tell me because she was afraid I'd think she was cheating or had feelings for him. She insists she doesn't, and she's been trying to keep him at arm's length. I asked to see the texts, and she showed me. They're mostly about art and the gala, but some are personal, like him saying, "I miss how we used to talk." She says she never responded to those, but she didn't block him either. I told her I need time to think, and she's giving me space. She's in the bedroom now, and I'm on the couch, typing this. I love Emily, but this feels like too much. A secret art career, a hidden marriage, and now her ex-husband texting her? I don't know what's real anymore. I'm meeting her in 30 minutes to talk again, and I'm at a breaking point. Should I stay and try to work through this, or is this a deal breaker? I've got my answer, and I'm emotionally drained but finally at peace. Thank you for all your advice. It helped me navigate this mess and figure out what I want. Here's what happened in our final talk, and where we stand now. I went back to the bedroom to talk to Emily, determined to get everything out in the open. I told her I loved her but felt betrayed by the layers of secrets, her art career, her marriage, and now Jonathan texting her. I asked for the full truth, no holding back, because I couldn't move forward without it. She nodded, tears streaming down her face, and promised to tell me everything. She started with Jonathan. She explained that when she joined the Luminary Collective 4 years ago, she had no idea he was a curator there. Their marriage at 19 was a whirlwind. She was young, desperate to escape her judgmental hometown, and he seemed like her ticket out. But he became controlling, belittling her art and isolating her from friends. She left him after 6 months and cut contact, rebuilding her life in Chicago. When she reconnected with him professionally through the collective, she was shocked but thought she could handle it since it was just work. His texts started getting personal a few months ago, and she didn't block him because she was afraid of burning bridges in the tight-knit art world. She showed me an email she just sent to the collective, resigning from the gala and explaining that she could no longer work with Jonathan due to their history. She said she should have done it sooner, but was scared of losing her career momentum. Then she opened up about her art. She said keeping Lauren separate wasn't just about her ex-boyfriend's jealousy. It was about her own insecurities. Growing up, her family mocked her passion for art, calling it a pipe dream. Even after her success, she felt like an imposter, so she hid it to keep her personal life safe from judgment. She admitted that lying about girls' nights and work trips was wrong, but she was terrified of losing me if I saw her as this fancy artist instead of the Emily I fell in love with. She showed me a painting she'd been working on in secret, a portrait of us playing board games, with little details from our relationship woven in. She said it was meant to be a surprise for our Colorado trip, where she planned to tell me everything. I asked why she hid the marriage, and she broke down. She said it was the most humiliating time of her life, and she buried it so deep she almost convinced herself it didn't happen. She didn't tell me because she was afraid I'd see her differently, like she was broken or untrustworthy. She swore there were no more secrets, and I believed her. She looked raw, vulnerable, like she was laying her soul bare. We talked for hours, and I realized something. I still love her, but trust is fragile. The lies hurt, especially the marriage and not shutting down Jonathan's texts sooner. But I also saw how her past, her controlling ex, her judgmental family, made her build walls to protect herself. I'm not excusing the lies, but I understand why she felt she had to hide. I told her I needed 3 things to move forward: total transparency, no more secrets, and couples counseling to rebuild trust. She agreed immediately, saying she'd do anything to fix this. She even suggested I come to her Paris show, not as a guest, but as her partner, to see her world firsthand. As for Jonathan, I asked her to block him, and she did it right in front of me. She also forwarded me the email to the collective, confirming she's cut ties with their events for now. It felt like a step toward accountability. I'm not naive. I know rebuilding trust will take time, and I'm still processing the hurt. But I also see how much she loves me and how hard she's trying to make this right. So, we're staying together, but it's not a fairy tale ending. We're starting counseling next week, and I'm taking it day by day. I canceled the Colorado proposal for now, not because I don't want to marry her, but because I need to be sure we're on solid ground. She understood and said she's just grateful I'm giving her a chance. Last night, we sat on the couch, looking through her scrapbook, and for the first time, I felt like I was seeing the real Emily, not just the girlfriend I thought I knew, but the artist, the survivor, the woman who's messy and human and still the person I love. Thank you, Reddit, for helping me through this. Your advice, whether it was to run, to talk, or to seek counseling, gave me the clarity to ask the right questions and figure out what I can live with. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm hopeful we can rebuild stronger. If you're loving the stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that bell icon so you never miss a tale. Keep watching. You're tuned into Reddit Tales time.